physical sport, we would have be having this conversation.
Do you remember old girl back in the day? Um,
Tanya Harding and Nancy
Nancy
Kerrigan.
Kerrigan
That came
back
to my
in.
mind when I watched it again too.
I
That
don't
really
think
did come to my mind. Like seriously.
she's not. She's dead, right? Isn't
Ooh,
um isn't Tanya
oh,
Harding?
no, she's
Who
alive.
is she alive still? My bad. My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. Don't put that on her.
Okay, I'm not trying to put wish death on nobody, but yeah, I mean that's obviously a different case, but it does remind you, kind of reminds me of that. Like you said, it's very much reminiscent of that.
Yes, yes.
So,
So moving forward, we got another high school situation. I want you to check this out. Um, I didn't bring it up in pre-production, but I want you to see it so I can get your reaction to this. Okay,
okay.
guys. Trigger warning: this video is very disturbing. Okay.
Why she dropping out on baby? Why was this monkey crashing out on a hydro flask is crazy work, man. Oh no, oh no, baby. Bro, tell the guy, chill the fuck out, damn, nigga. Oh, yo, damn, nigga, knock him out. Knocked out, bro. She's knocked out, bro. She's gonna hit that nigga.
You were on time last week. Every day your name was placed in a drawing.
That's disturbing to me. That's extremely disturbing. Those kids did not care until that girl was knocked out on the floor,
And still
and
didn't care.
still didn't care. I heard a whole lot of n words being thrown
I
around.
thought I was hearing that too. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, you definitely heard it multiple times,
Hmm.
right? And
And they were non-black.
right. It definitely appeared that way to me, and I think it's one of those things of where we live in a society where people will rather record than actually help.
The thing that I'm still trying to figure out, that's a young black woman in this non-black class.
I don't. I want. It's
I
We
was
would have
looking
to
at
go
the
back.
hair and I was trying to catch the skin tone, and she had a darker tone than all them kids.
I think they perhaps I could be wrong. We would probably have to go back and look at it. It looks like perhaps the kids there may have been like of Latino origin.
Oh no. Why she dropping out on baby? Why was this monkey crashing out on a hydro flask is crazy work, man. Oh no. Oh no. Why she dropping out on baby? Why was this monkey crashing out on a hydro flask is crazy work, man. Oh no. Oh no, baby. Bro, tell the guy, chill the fuck out, damn, nigga. Yo, damn, nigga, knock him out.
Didn't now that it needs to be assault charges on that.
That
Assault
deserves assault charges.
assault charges for real.
It doesn't even matter if that's a girl and you're a boy. The whole thing just very disturbing to me. Dude is like 6'10", look like he's 30 years old, and this girl is about 4'2",
Right.
100 pounds soaking wet. Maybe not even, probably 89 pounds soaking wet. They're
Yeah.
middle schoolers, which is disturbing too.
Are they in middle school?
They're in middle school.
That big. That one boy. He's gonna be tall.
He needs his ass whooped.
He does. I thought maybe high school. Okay.
No,
Wow.
no, he's in middle school. He needs his ass whooped. Like
He,
seriously.
He does. No one in that classroom really did anything. Seeing that girl being dragged around like a mop doll. I mean, like a doll, like a
None of
mop.
them. They all punks, man. All them boys is punks.
Nobody
Girls,
did anything.
nobody came to that girl aid. Something tells me she was a young girl of color.
Yeah, we need to see. We need to check and see if she's a young woman if she's a black woman, a young black girl rather.
Yes. All right. So that was disturbing. We had to share that one. I just had to
Yeah.
share that one. Um,
We'll update. Let's update viewers on it once we find out more because it's disturbing. And I think it's like, and I'm just real quick. I think it's kind of like, you know, almost like a social experiment, right?
mhm.
Social experiments of, and sometimes in some schools, some teachers will do it where they will single out some people and do something very rude or impolite, and they will see if other people will respond or defend them or say, hey, that's wrong. This is a perfect example of that. Because they were not concerned until that girl hit her head on that desk.
If that was my daughter, regardless of how close we are or not, if I saw yeah, I would have been jail. I wouldn't have killed that boy because his life is not worth that. He would have been
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah. It's disturbing on all
Him,
levels.
his daddy, and his mom. I would have messed them the fuck up. I'm fighting all three of them. Okay? Period. No questions asked. I don't care
Yeah.
how much of a disabled veteran I am. I don't care. All that injury stuff goes out the window when I'm angry, just like any other man.
Right.
That
Right.
that is very disturbing. That's
It's
disturbing.
disturbing.
He needs his
It's,
jaw tapped. He don't need nothing else. Just need his jaw tapped like a few
yeah.
times. Mm-mm.
It's
Well, that's
disturbing.
whew. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Some people can bring the worst out of you. I want to see what we got here. So next one we got going on is
A disturbing story from New England. A man.
okay. This story is very, very sad. Check it out. Just check this one out.
A disturbing story from New England. A man claims his stepmother locked him in his bathroom for decades with little food and no medical care. Police are now revealing how he escaped. The prosecutor in Connecticut calls the case something out of a horror movie. A woman accused of locking her stepson in his bedroom for more than 20 years with little food or water. Authorities say to get out, the man used hand sanitizer and paper to set his room on fire so he'd be rescued.
It was like a bright orange, like it was just intense, the flame.
According to court documents, the 32-year-old said he was locked in his room since he was 11. Police say he was emaciated, weighing just 68 pounds, claiming he drank from the toilet because he was given only 2 glasses of water per day, and saying he could only leave the 8x9 room for short periods to do chores. His stepmother, Kimberly Sullivan, now under arrest. Her lawyer says police have it all wrong.
He was not locked in a room. She did not restrain him in any way. She provided food. She provided shelter. She is blown away by these allegations.
Court records show the man's school contacted authorities when he was in 4th grade, but he was eventually pulled from the school. Sullivan's lawyer says the man's father lived at the home but recently died.
He was the biological father. He's the one that dictated how his son would be raised. We think as the evidence comes out, you will see that she's not the villain she's being made out to be.
Sullivan is being held on $300,000 bond. Police say her stepson suffered smoke inhalation after setting that fire, but he told first responders, quote, "I wanted my freedom."
Oh my God. Like, I have so many questions.
I do
I
too.
have so many questions. I want to know, were there some developmental issues going on with him? The father was there.
Father,
How do you, I'm not going to say how do you hold a 32-year-old man, but it's something deeper going on here.
hold on. Let's take away the man part. Let's take away
Okay.
the man part. He's been held captive since he was 11 years old.
Right.
He went from a boy to a man. So And he's in. It said Waterbury Police, so that means he's somewhere in the Waterbury County. I don't know the actual county, Sussex or whatever. Waterbury area of Connecticut. Okay.
Okay.
So judging by from that house, I would say he's somewhere on the outskirts, going towards Torrington somewhere.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is basically, if he is 11 and he's 32, he's 12 years younger than me. I'm 44. So that means from the time I was in, no, it would have been the time I was in Japan or out of service after the war, this young man been captive.
I mean, it's crazy.
He's been
You know,
captive.
you hear some of these stories, and there was a story out of I need to check it, to Google it,
So,
but it was a
Tanisha,
story out of Ohio.
since 2000, and I got out of service in 2003.
So he's 11. So he's been held captive for more than 20 years.
Yes.
And did you also see where it said he was 68 pounds?
68 pounds. He had no strength.
He had no strength to do anything.
No.
So they starved the man, right?
Starved the boy into a man.
Starved the boy and then starved him as a man. There's a story of a similar case a little bit, but this person kidnapped young girls outside of Cleveland, Ohio. And do you remember that case? Because two of the girls, they were able to escape, but these girls died in this house.
I think I know you're talking about.
And I
They
saw
were
like
around the corner from the house down there.
exactly, and their mothers were looking for them for all this time, and they were right there. And it was crazy because they had children,
All
they
that.
were all of that. And so when you hear things like that, it is utterly like disturbing,
Some
because
people
the
are
same
sick,
thing I think happened in this case. You
but this
know,
is their own family doing this to them.
right? Because the father,
Yes,
because I'm like, wait a
she
minute,
even
the
looks
father,
crazy. Honestly, that picture she had, she looks crazy.
she did look crazy. So initially, I will admit, I wondered if it was something maybe.